Greetings and welcome to In Depth. I'm Dike Rostant. NP is making moves with a new composite cylinder, and we are going in on it with Marketing Intelligence Officer Glendon Powell and LPG Compliance Supervisor Tricia Celestin. Welcome, very happy to have you. And I want to start off with you, please, Ms. Celestin, in terms of why the shift to the composite cylinder.
Well, hi, Dike. Thanks for having us, first of all. And actually, it is something that has been in the works for a long time now. And we've heard the cries of our customers. A lot of them, we've had complaints about the state of the cylinder, the size of it, the weight of it. And in answering these cries, we decided, you know what? Let us start to investigate and research something that might work better for our customers. It would be remiss of us to hear our customers complaining and not want to do something to improve the product offering that we had from them. And this coincided with even some 10 years ago when we were approached by a manufacturing company of these same composite cylinders. And we revisited that promotion that they had brought to us. And we said, okay, maybe this is what is the best thing for the market right now. And that is out of that, we decided it is time for us to bring the composite to Trinidad.
But 10 years to now, what are some of those things? Is it that the customers are crying a little louder? What changed to say, okay, well, yes, now is the time to actually go with them?
Well, actually, like everything else in Trinidad, it takes time, due process. We did a lot of research. We did a lot of marketing surveys. We had to actually request from the Ministry of Energy to be able to bring in this, to get approval for us to bring in these cylinders, because we only had approvals to bring in the steel cylinders. And that in itself took some time. And at the end of it, sourcing it to ensure that we got the safest cylinders and exactly what we wanted, because we wanted it the correct size, translucent, safer. It made no sense to change the aesthetics and not to change the safety aspect. We wanted to give them a better all-around product offering.
Thank you so much for that. And let me bring you in, please, Mr. Powell. And Ms. Celestin spoke about the fact that research was done. There was also marketing survey finding out from the customers. And I myself, when you talk about hearing the cries of the customers, Ms. Celestin, I know sometimes I'd be like, no. That rusty one you're trying to give me, no, I don't want it, thanks. But what are some of those things in terms of the underlying research that helped to carry this process forward, Mr. Powell?
All right, so we had quite a few. So we had every single year we do what is called our customer satisfaction survey. And of course we do the test, we check to see, for example, what are the things that consumers are saying about the product. And every single year we lose some points based on the aesthetic of the composite cylinders. And after that, we decided, okay, what are some of the other things that they're talking about? What are some of the things that they need? And of course, every single year we had those customer satisfaction survey. We tweak every single year to find out more about what is it that they're looking for. Because once we started doing the research on the market to see what is available, being more informed about what is available, we decided, okay, let us start seeing what the customers are saying about it. Of course, the fact that we have steel cylinders for so many years, we know that once you think about having change, it's going to be something that is hard for people to come to grips with. And so we were trying to find ways of introducing the idea to the consumers in a way, and just to see what they were saying, and then realize, okay, they talk about composite cylinders. Consumers are asking, what is composite cylinders? And of course, there was some reservation about composite cylinders because everyone thinks that steel is safer, and of course, steel is very safe, it's strong, right? So of course, we had to start by educating the market. I know we had different types of sizes. We brought them to the service stations. We, persons who were skeptical, is it safe? We had them lifting and feeling it, and when it started seeing even children being able to move around these composite cylinders, we realized that we were on the right track. And of course, it was about just a matter of time for us to start including that service to our customers. Now, but what is the main thing that we also heard a lot of consumers talk about as well was not being able to know how much gas is in their cylinder. In fact, some have even gone as far as saying, I'm running out of gas too quickly. Maybe it's not full all the way to the top, you know. And so we wanted to come with a product as well that could even solve that problem so that we can show, you know, have transparency, let you see how much is in the cylinder so that you know that we're not trying to rob you of anything. And of course, to prevent those moments of losing, of cooking, and then realizing, oh my goodness, I ran out of gas in the middle of cooking my rice or in the middle of the chicken. So we want to make sure that, you know what, no persons can see their levels and know when they're running out so that they can stop some of these pitfalls that they may have. So yes, we did a lot of research. Of course, observation too. Some of you may see, for example, people struggling with the cylinders because unfortunately, even though we have distributors that have trucks, not all can't get to everyone's doorstep. So sometimes persons will have to walk, or sometimes even at the apartments, you have to climb stairs, you know, make it very, very difficult for them. So we decided, listen, we need to listen to our customers. Let us come with a solution. Because as a state-owned company, it is our responsibility to cater to all our customers, every single citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, not just the mass. And also choice is good, right? So we decided that let's give them some choice. And that's why we even have two different sizes, 22 pounds and 11 pounds. 11 pounds more for the Trinidad culture. You know, we like the river limes, we like to go out, and you know, all these things. So that is how we included some of these sizes based on the research that has been conducted over time.
I find you talk about the river line and you lick your lip, Mr. Powell. I'll leave you with that though. But in terms of people asking in the 1.5 minutes that we have on this side of the conversation, you said people are asking, what is the composite? Let me ask that question as well. What materials are used to make it? Why do you say composite? What is it comprised of?
All right, so and this, I think I want to turn over to Tricia for this one, but we use it has 3 components. Right, it's carbon fiber, and it's also wrapped in plastic, and then of course there's an outer plastic shell as well that is used to make it. Right, and this is one of the main reasons why it is so lightweight. So you want to basically give some more details on it?
Okay, well, the cylinder is made up of polymeric fibers as well as fiberglass, polymeric material as well as fiberglass. So the inner side, that is the canister that holds the gas, is polymeric. And then it's encased in the fiberglass coating. And then the outer shell, that is in beautiful red and bright orange and blue color that you see, that is plastic again. And what is important to note with this cylinder especially, and that is why we've been saying that it is safer, is because if at any point in time there's a fire or anything like that, what happens is that whereas the heat might burn the plastic on the outside as well as the plastic on the inside that is housing the LPG, the fiberglass will just allow for a slow emittance of the gas that is in the vessel, and the cylinder will not explode, like whereas the pressure may build up in the steel cylinder. So it will just release the gas in a very slow manner, and you'll have a slow burn of all that gas as it comes out. It will not explode. And that especially has been a big thing that we were trying to help out our customers for, because we know that we have had instances where there were fires not caused by the cylinder in homes, but the cylinders do explode because that is what happens with steel canisters.
And I think
so
that is
and
I think that is a beautiful point for us to take a short break. We return talking about this transition to the new cylinders, is polymeric, fiberglass, and plastic. We continue the conversation when we return. Stay with us. Welcome back. We are speaking with LPG Compliance Supervisor Tricia Celestin, as well as Marketing Intelligence Officer Glendon Powell, about the transition that NP is making to its new cylinders. Now, we were talking about the materials just before we took the break. I want to ask though, has anything changed in terms of infrastructure? Is it a different size coupling system that you need? What is that like? Who's going to take that from me?
Well, I can take that one. And well, we have different sizes, as you said, for the cylinders, right? But the great thing about it is you don't need any new regulator to use these new cylinders. We want to make sure that it is a new option for customers that they can go with, but at the same time, it doesn't disrupt their entire system that they currently use at home. So the same regulator that you use to snap on the top of the cylinder, this is what we will use. And of course, we have 11 pounds and 22 pounds cylinders that can be used for this. Now, do you ask, for example, is there anything different? Yes, well, the reality is our filling plant, our system is designed specifically for our 20 pounds cylinders, as well as a 100-pound cylinder. So of course, for this particular product, it will have a different process in the way in which the refill is done.
And that's one of the things I wanted to ask as well, in terms of when we say 20 pounds, when we say 100 pounds, what are we really measuring? Is it the size of, is it compressed gas plus the steel? And so how do you make that, give me that reference point, thanks.
That refers to the amount of gas, the amount of LPG that is in the cylinder. So it's 20 pounds or 100 pounds. And in the cases of these, we either have 22 pounds of gas or 11 pounds of gas in the cylinders.
All right.
Which means you have pounds.
And is there a timeline you'll have for that transition in terms of, so when we see the gas trucks who are applying their trade, marketing, independent sales, or at gas stations, is there a timeline to see, okay, well, you're going to see these canisters or cylinders instead of those?
Well,
No.
we will not, sorry, Glendon.
No, go ahead.
We are not, this does not imply that we are changing over completely to composite cylinders. This is just an addition to what we have, because we are aware that people are very comfortable. They have no problem with their steel cylinders, as well as we have those people who have been, like we said, crying out and saying that they would like the difference. So what we brought is a different product offering. So you will see the trucks of our distributors coming around with both cylinders on their trucks. And we want to let people know that, because we know a lot of people who are attached to their steel cylinders are very concerned that it will be composite cylinders alone. And no, that is not the case. We will have both.
Dike, I think I want to reiterate what is being said, because I've seen some of the comments online, and it seems as if our customers are thinking that we are planning to transition into composite cylinders and get rid of our steel cylinder. Let me just say definitively that that's not so. MP has no intentions of getting rid of the steel cylinders. In fact, we have over 1 million of these steel cylinders on the market, and has been very faithful to us all these years. It's still a great product. Some persons, it might be heavier, but some persons still use it to do workouts, you know? So but so what we're really offering is another solution, another option for our customers to choose from, because as we realize, different persons have different challenges. Older persons have difficulty lifting the steel cylinder. So we want to present another option for our customers. So steel is not going anywhere. It will always be there, but this is also another option that we are providing for the market.
And I really appreciate the point that you said in terms of like people who are living in highly urbanized areas. You have to go upstairs with your cylinder, and it's a lot easier. Is there any change in price though for the cylinders? Choice is nice, but what about cost?
It comes at a cost, right? So yes, there is a change in price. The steel cylinder, the composite cylinder for the 22 pounds, that is $550. And for refilling those cylinders, it's $51. And for the 11 pounds, that is $385. And to refill those, it is $17.20.
And that makes me want to ask the question, so will you be able to buy new cylinders or composite cylinders in terms of like having the cylinder itself, if you don't have one, with those prices from the individuals who would be going around, or do you need to go to specialized areas to get them?
No, you will be able to purchase it from NP House as well as NP Tobago at our NP Tobago terminal, and you will be able to purchase it from our distributors. So far, you can purchase it from Double S Gas, from Mirage Trading and Transport, as well as from North Plant LPG. They will be selling the cylinders as well as they'll be supplying refills.
And looking
Right, so
sorry,
go ahead.
Glendon?
Sorry. No, I was saying, so yes, the composite cylinders are available right now through these locations. So MP House, and of course through our distributors.
And in terms of getting that message out, has anyone spoken about using them? What kind of feedback they're getting? Because I can imagine some people, yes, being attached to steel, but also a little nervous. This going to take longer to cook. My food going to taste the same.
Well, I may be biased, but I have one myself. And funny story, because I actually have an electric stove, but I keep one home with a tabletop for when there's no electricity. And when electricity went recently, I had to supply my entire compound with LPG, and it worked like a dream because it was the first time I actually used it. So they were all just amazed by it. They were amazed by the weight of it, how efficient. They all placed their orders instantly. And that is what has been happening. As soon as someone buys it and they tell someone else about the experience that other person wants to buy, they want one. And especially the small ones. The small ones are going like hot bread.
Because I can see that being attached to that cracker on wherever it is you're going. But
that is exactly it.
But Mr. Powell, I hope you don't take that example of electricity going to say, okay, well, this is something that we're going to add into our marketing schema. But
no, we can't do that. We can't do that. You know what's surprising though? There are some persons might be skeptical and waiting to see what the market is going to do before they purchase. But there are others who are so excited that they're running to the MP store to get. As a matter of fact, on Friday, I think the video that we had that went viral, and on Friday, I saw someone packing 3 22-pound cylinders in his trunk. You understand? He said, I have to have this. You know, so, and we keep on seeing this happening. Persons are, there's some are excited, can't wait. We've had females coming through as well to customer service. They were planning to buy their steel cylinder, but when they heard about the composite cylinder, they said, you know what, sell me too. You know, so the interest is definitely there. And it goes to show that, for example, when you provide products based on feedback, what consumers are asking for, there are some products that sell itself. And I think this is one of the things with the composite cylinders. Persons who know their struggle, what they're going through, they're the ones who are saying, you know what, I have to have this.
Now, Mr. Celestin, I know you said there was a lot of testing, research done. You also spoke about the safety of the composite cylinder. What about the durability though? Because it's one thing, this kind of reassuring, pang, 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 steel is steel. So in terms of the durability of the new cylinders, what is that like?
It is very durable. And it can last at least up to 10 years, which is like the steel cylinder. But what you would find is, unlike the steel cylinders, when you drop a steel cylinder or someone hits it, that it will dent, you will not find that denting that happens on this composite cylinder. As well, it is so durable that even if you do damage it by whatever reason, because it shouldn't, but it might be more like scuff marks that you might see over time that makes it slightly more unattractive. But even then, we will be bringing in the casing for it so that you might be able to replace the casing. So whereas now, although we may be able to fix certain things on the cylinder, it will still maintain that worn look. You can almost have a completely new looking composite cylinder after we just change the casing out.
Yeah.
We want to thank you. We want to thank you so much, Mr. Celestin, Tricia Celestin, as well as Glendon Powell, letting us know what's happening. And it's not a transition, it's added choice. The Trinidad and Tobago National Petroleum Marketing Company Limited, or NP, they have composite cylinders on the market, so look out for them. And on behalf of the entire crew at TTT, I'm Dike Rostant. This has been In Depth. Thank you for joining us.